Namaste, I am Dr. Devendrappa KR, Senior Physician from Jayanagara General Hospital. Today I am going to discuss with you about a pulse oximeter uses. So pulse oximeter is a small electronic device used to measure peripheral oxygen saturation in the blood. The oxygen saturation occurs at the level of lung. So in the lung, hemoglobin gets oxygen saturation. So and also it measures the heart rate. So we can assess the two organ function, that is the function of the lungs, and we can assess the function of the heart. So the oxygen occurs. Why we are using this instrument? To know the oxygen saturation. The oxygen saturation occurs at lung. So there may be a hypoxia. So what are the causes of hypoxia? Number one, so there should be an intact lung. So lung function should be normal and the cardiac function should be normal. So what are the lung function defect can lead to the hypoxia or decrease hemoglobin saturation? So that is number one, decrease ventilation to the lung, that is air entry to the lung is decreased. Number two, decrease diffusion of oxygen to capillaries, that is there is a exchange of gas between the alveoli and the capillary. So if it is decreased, there is a hemoglobin saturation will be decreased. Number three, decreased perfusion, that means decreased blood flow to the lungs. So what are the decreased ventilation? So decreased ventilations are due to the COPD, asthma or any foreign body in the airway will decrease the ventilation or lung apparatus defect. So these are the causes. So the diffusion defect are due to pneumonia, tuberculosis, fibrosis or ILD, interstitial lung disease, ARDS. There is a decreased diffusion of gas exchange. Number three, so decreased perfusion, pulmonary embolism. Decreased blood flow to the lungs will lead to the decreased oxygenation and decreased hemoglobin saturation, that lead to the hypoxia. Number two, cardiac disease which cause the hypoxia, left ventricular failure with congestion or severe pulmonary hypertension. So these are the hypoxic causes. So we have a instrument, that is pulse oximeter. By this we can record the oxygen saturation at the periphery and the heart rate. So this is the instrument. So it has, so we can use this. So how to measure SpO2 and heart rate? SpO2 means saturation at peripheral blood, that is O2 means oxygen, S means saturation, P means peripheral pulse, peripheral blood saturation. So you have to put the, better to use middle finger, or we can use ear lobule, or we can use toe also. So middle finger with insert inside the instrument and switch on. So there is a electronic, so there is a sensor, light come from the upper and there is a sensor at the base. So it will sense the capillary pulsations and the oxygen saturation, peripheral pulsation as well as oxygen saturation in the peripheral blood, act by the mechanism of red rays and infrared rays. These are all not important. So it gives the numbers and waves and the number. You can see here as a SpO2. SpO2 is, mine is 96% of hemoglobin is saturated with oxygen. So normal value I will discuss later, and also it gives the heart rate is 96. So in a fraction of the minutes it gives two numbers. So this is oxygen saturation and heart rate. Normal values of SpO2 and heart rate. So normal SpO2 is 95 to 99 up to 100. So the SpO2 is hemoglobin saturation. It is not the true tissue oxygen is measured from the ABG, arterial blood gas analysis, that is called PaO2, partial arterial oxygen, partial arterial oxygen, PaO2. The normal PaO2 is 80 to 100. If it is less than 60 is a type 1 respiratory failure, hypoxia, type 1 respiratory failure. So the equivalent to SpO2 equivalent to PaO2. The PaO2 95 to 99 is normal. 97 SpO2 is equal to 100 PaO2. 97 SpO2 equal to 100 PaO2. This instrument gives it should be more than 95 always oxygen saturation. Less than 90 is respiratory failure. So in between 90 to 93 is respiratory distress. Patient is in respiratory distress. So we use this instrument to diagnose acute severe respiratory infection. So we can use this pulse oximeter even at the home level who are having chronic disease. They can assess themselves their oxygen saturation, whether they need oxygen supplementation or they need to consult the doctors. In the hospital, we use this instrument to assess the oxygen saturation. With that, is there any severity, patient needs oxygen supplementation or he is having acute exaviration. So we can assess that. So and also we use in acute condition in pneumonia, ARDS. So there we can assess the lung function and we can order for the further investigation like arterial blood gas analysis, or we can start the oxygen supplementation. So this is for the lung function assessment. Also we use this to cardiac function assessment in serious cardiac disease like LV dysfunction with the pulmonary congestion. There is a decreased oxygen saturation. It will help us to treat. And also acute myocardial infarction. There if the oxygen saturation SpO2 is less than 94, we have to supplement the oxygen. Okay. We can use this instrument also during exercise like COPD patient or cardiac patient doing exercise. If he use this instrument, he can assess his oxygen saturation. So if it is dropping, we can stop his exercise. We use this during TMT, treadmill test, during cardiac exercise. And also we can use this instrument in where the oxygen is low, like high altitude, pilots or climbers, mountain climbers also can use this simple electronic device to assess the oxygen saturation. And also this instrument gives the heart rate. So the normal heart rate is between 60 to 100. So if it is less than 60 is called bradycardia, 60 to 40 is mild bradycardia, 20 to 40 is moderate bradycardia, less than 20 is severe life threatening, even less than 40 is life threatening. So the causes of bradycardia are we can assess and we can treat. So either physiological or pathological bradycardia. So if it is more than 100, it is tachycardia. So 100 to 150 usually sinus tachycardia, more than 150 usually new stimulus is generating, new impulse is generating at the level of atria or the ventricle, atrial SVT, supraventricular tachycardia or ventricular tachycardia. We can assess and we can treat. It gives only heart rate, but we have to examine the pulse and we have to assess the rhythm and the character of the pulse. So disadvantage of this instrument. So in hypotension, either it is cardiogenic shock or the septic shock, so it will not sense, or hypothermia, this instrument will not sense the pulse or the oxygen saturation. So after recording, if we find the hypoxia, what we have to do immediately? We have to replace the oxygen. So we have to give oxygen therapy with the oxygen cylinder or central line, whatever it is. So how we can use? So normally we breathe in 21% oxygen, remaining nitric oxide. So the 21% oxygen we can increase to 60%, 80%. How? If you give 2 liter oxygen through the mask, it will go to 24% FiO2. FiO2 24%. If I give 4 liter, it goes to 28% FiO2. If I give 6 liter oxygen per minute, it gives 32%. So if I give 10 liter, I can make 40% FiO2. If I give 15 liter oxygen, so I can get up to 60% FiO2. 60% FiO2. If I use the bag and mask, I can rise to 80 to 100% FiO2. So these are the uses of this small electronic device. So it will assess the cardiac and pulmonary function. It can use by the medical professional and the non-medical professional. Even at home also public can use this instrument. It will help to assess their cardiac and pulmonary function. I hope this video will be helpful for you. Thank you.